Hi, my name is Jaleesa. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to take some time to actually talk a little bit about Mercury retrograde and how I survived Mercury retrograde. And right now, I'm actually playing some soft music in the background. You guys can't hear it, but I can, and I find it very calming and peaceful, and just relaxing in general. So, yay! Uh, so let's get into this. Mercury retrograde. What is it? What does it mean? So I think a lot of you, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between, who follow astrology are likely aware that Mercury is the planet associated with communication, technology, all types of things. And so when Mercury is in retrograde, I believe it means that the orbit of the planet appears to be going backwards. And so um, basically anything having to do with communication, with technology, for example, business, starting projects, because the planet of communication and technology and all those things appears to be going backwards. It's thought that you want to really press the pause button on a lot of projects and a lot of those things. So that it doesn't mean you don't communicate. It just means that this might be a time when your communication is more likely to be maybe misunderstood, or maybe there's miscommunications happening a lot at this time. Maybe there isn't. Who knows? But it's just something to be aware of. A lot of people report having more technological hiccups during this time, which I always think is interesting because it's like, is it Mercury retrograde or is it just a regular fluke? But whatever. So it's a really special time, also, just in general, just to go inward, right? Because I feel like, especially in the West, we have this culture and this society that encourages a go, go, go mentality, right? The rise and grind culture. And I think in recent years, although there's certainly benefits to that. I think in recent years we've certainly seen sort of some of the setbacks to that sort of mentality around work and life in general. It just all tends to feel really hectic, and so I actually, instead of being afraid of Mercury retrograde, I've taken it as an invitation to really dive deep into my self care, and to really just pay a little bit more attention to myself, and not feel pressured to start things or to do things now. And I think, because we're in quarantine, many of us are still kind of social distancing for the most part. I think this time in our lives, it just really supports that sort of attitude during this time. I'm sorry, the camera keeps shaking. I'm on my bed. So anyway, so anyway, just wanted to bring you through some things that I found helpful during this time, and to kind of open the circle, as I like to say, um, or start this video. I want to share some cards with you. These cards are actually by, it's called the Weird Sisters Oracle. I bought it on Housewitch. More on that later. In a previous video, I actually pulled the Cauldron card, which has to do with cultivation, and out with the old, in with the inward, essentially. I said call on my previous video. And so let's see what the energy of these cards want to tell us about Mercury retrograde tonight for the collective. Let's see. I'm feeling like this is the card. Ooh, interesting. What is unfolding? So take a deep breath and just gaze at this card. Lots of things happening. Third eye is open and bright. Hands are in front, rooted. There are roots like things at the bottom with what might be eyes, or, yep, eyes. Interesting. Plants coming out of the hair. Really beautiful card. Shout out to whoever the hell made this deck. The Weird Sisters. I really, really love it. So this is card 58, and in the Oracle deck it says, hmm, hmm, actually, yes, it says Weird Sisters, the Weaver. That's the name of this card. What is unfolding? The weaver is in the midst of knotting your fate into place. This is a moment of heightened awareness. Each motion should be imbued with great intention. Move through decisions and actions with clear connection to your core values. Ooh. Tune in with a sensitive awareness that you are also the weaver, tying knots in your relations and creating constellations of curiosity. In this full moon phase of your being, you are a co creator with the weird sister. Make choices carefully, bravely, and consciously. I feel like this card is really in alignment with the whole vibe of this video, and you know the whole this whole thing around Mercury retrograde. Um, this card just fell also out of my hand. It says the mirror reflect. I'm not going to read it, but you can kind of just see, and it looks like a moon. So I'm guessing it has to do with the inner self, which again, totally in alignment with the energy of this moon. I mean, of this time, I think. So yeah, you're the weaver. Use this time wisely. Go within. Figure out what your values are. What are you moving towards, right? Because I always tell people this: 5 years are going to move, are going to pass. Whether you're working towards your goals or not, 5 years are going to pass. So what are you moving towards? Who are you? What do you want to be? Um, so yeah, enough with that. The Weavers, the collective theme for tonight, and I kind of love that. And right now, I'm weaving together a very positive future through, you know, proactive self care. And I love this idea of proactive self care versus retroactive self care because I feel like a lot of the conversations online are centered around self care, but after you've already kind of taken the deep end. And I think to some extent that's fair because I feel like a lot of the times we kind of start to really prioritize self care and understand the value of it only after we've kind of fell off the ship or burnt out. So I get it, but also like, you know, hindsight is 2020. Um, and with time, I think comes wisdom. And I've certainly learned now that you have to be more proactive about your self care. You have to be more proactive about um, taking care of things, but most importantly, you. So, self care is the theme for tonight's Mercury retrograde. I think I wanted to start with a few. Actually, I'll start with a few books that I'm reading tonight. Actually, pause on the books. We can always come back to books. Um, I actually start with products. Let's start with products. So, I'm actually in the midst of getting my flower essence certification. I've been working with flower essences since last year and actually charting out my progress in a flower essence journal or grimoire, whatever you would like to call it. Um, I like to call it Book of Light instead of grimoire, but that's just my thing. One of the This is not an essence. This is kind of like an oil that you can purchase. It's called Benediction Forte. I hope I'm saying this right. This is what it looks like. And it really is a heart centering oil. I actually got this um, actually towards the beginning of quarantine because I was home and not feeling very heart centered about being here or being around family, to be honest. And so I felt like this was like a really great product to have. Um, Working with the energy of the oil and the scent to kind of ground me into the heart center. It's a very beautiful, flowery, mm, definitely probably has some rose in this smell, very floral, and just kind of grounds me back in my body. And I've found this really helpful during Mercury retrograde because, as I said, I think a lot of people have noticed that a lot of miscommunication happens at this time. And so, you know, and it's never about you whenever, you get into something with someone and they maybe are not the nicest to you. It's never about you. And this keeps you grounded in the heart. So I recommend this. oil. As for essences, I would recommend lavender. I've been working with lavender recently and I had the best experience with lavender ever. Like, it just made me so cool and so calm. I literally felt like the color blue was like my best friend, so to speak, I guess. Very cooling, very calming essence. Um, Also helpful during quarantine if you're staying with people who you don't get along with as much. You know, at the beginning of this quarantine, I think I was a very hot-headed person. I was very like hot and um excitable, and I definitely feel like lavender helps to like cool down agitation or anxiety, just relaxes you, mellows you out. So lavender flower essence is recommended, especially before sleep too. Um, Also in this category of flower essence are um, essence sprays. Basically, you can use them to sort of create sacred space. I find that sometimes during Mercury retrograde, sometimes um, the energies feel intense and kind of like all over the place. And it may not be because of Mercury retrograde. We're also about to head into election season. I mean, we're heading towards the election. A lot of people have already voted early. And I feel like there's just a lot of like tense, dense energy sometimes. So I like to use Guardian Sacred Space Spray by Alaskan Essences, just to kind of like make me feel a little bit more like grounded and like protected and not as like, I don't know, nervous all the time. Another fun products I have are these sort of like essences or elixirs that I bought off of House Witch. I also got this really cute mug from them as well. It's called, it says witches are the future, and it's like this mug was like made for me essentially. I love it so much. I've been using it like crazy and I refuse to put it in the microwave because I'm so afraid something is going to happen to the beautiful lettering. But this is literally like my spirit animal or whatever. Mhm. So that mug makes me so happy every time I see it. Just the colors and everything. I'm a very simple person. Just like maybe it's the Libra in me. I'm actually a Pisces sun, but a Libra rising. And so like certain things, just like colors and shapes and stuff really like affect me and make me happy. So fun fact. So anyway, I got this witch in training tincture, they call it. And it's a magical tincture to meet your inner witch, which I love. I think this is the cutest thing. And it says it's made with mugwort, beautiful, beautiful plant, beautiful feminine plant that helps you kind of go within and really connect to your inner moon goddess, your inner wisdom. But anyway, mugwort, sage, another wise. This is, I feel like, yes, channel your inner witch, but it's like really witch in training is about trusting your wisdom. And I feel like a lot of these plants really support that. So sage, lavender, elderberry, cedarwood, strong. Apples, smoky quartz, clear quartz, labradorite, raw honey, rakied water, and vegetable glycerin, which I love. Um, And it says, for the description, for emerging witches who are ready to step into their power and start brewing up powerfully aligned magic, take 3 drops twice a day, morning and night, to begin your personal initiation into witchcraft. Also, also helps experienced practitioners who are learning new practices. So, definitely loving this product. Honestly, because it's made with honey and vegetable glycerin, so this is like a non-alcoholic tincture. It's very sweet. So that's just something to be aware of. My other love is this one, Moon City Drops. It's it, Witch City Witch City Moon Drops, actually, is what it's called, also by House Witch. I really love this essence. It's alcohol based, so it's not as sweet, which I like. And it says, "Welcome in the season of the witch," which I feel like every season is the season of the witch. But cultivate your dreams and receive unexpected blessings. Envision new realities and release old cycles. Oof, I love that description. Yes to all of that, all day, every day, 365, 7 days a week. To use, place a few drops under your tongue in bath water or in your drink of choice. And I've been doing that, and I love it. It says, brewed under the full moon by a coven of witches in Salem, Massachusetts. Contains essences of seashell, night air, cemetery gates, boot steps on cobblestone, black kyanite, mugwort, and moonbeams, preserved in oak brandy. So lovely, lovely essence, fun essence to play with during Mercury retrograde. Okay, cool. Um, one more potion I wanted to just highlight, and then we can move on to another subject, is this one by Bread and Butter. So it's bread X or times Butta, Butta. It's a local botanica. I mean, not really local to me. She's based in Brooklyn, but she has an online shop on Etsy. Highly recommend subscribing to their email list. The woman, her name is Lindsay. It's the founder. Beautiful energy, just beautiful energy. Such an intuitive empath and witch. I'm not exactly sure if she identifies as a witch, but I think she's a witch. She made this CBD slash THC oil that I take. It also includes MCT oil, hemp oil, lavender, kava, chamomile, skullcap, and a few other things. And basically, this is like a sleep oil. It's supposed to calm the body down. I'm actually going to take some right now because it's almost 2 in the morning. Why am I up at almost 2 in the morning? Because I wanted to do this video and I don't have to work tomorrow. Um, oof. So it tastes like oil essentially, but it's a nice, once again, another nice product to kind of, when you feel like really wired during the day, like it's nice to kind of come home and have that to kind of help you ground and come back down to earth. And I'll probably end up doing another video, more in depth one on my various tinctures and potions, which I have all over my house. Um, but another product or thing, natural thing that I wanted to um, kind of give a shout out to right now is your handy dandy amethyst. So obviously, amethyst is my birthstone. Well, not obviously, but I'm actually a February Pisces. Shout out to my February Pisces, not a March one. So amethyst is my birthstone. So it holds a special place in my heart. But I do feel like, you know, Mercury retrograde, spending time inside and actually literally going within is supported by amethyst. So I love to like have this in my room. I have so much amethyst in my room, um, or just with me in general. You can use it to meditate. It's really just a beautiful stone to work with in general, but I think especially during mystical times like October, Mercury retrograde in October. So, yeah. So another thing I wanted to kind of highlight or things is skincare. So I know like some people are like, what does skincare have to do with Mercury retrograde? And maybe for some of you, nothing. But I do feel like, you know, when it comes to taking care of yourself, I think skincare is really important. And, self care is not just bubble baths and like candles, even though all of that stuff is great. And I have some candles right now. I think it's also like the practical things, and you don't have to wait for a special time to like pay attention to your skin. Like, every day is a good day to pay attention to your skin, hair, and nails or whatever. And it'll just make you feel better to feel like put together, I think, or taken care of. Like, um, it's just an easy way to take care of yourself, focusing on your skincare. So, one of the things I like to use is this aromatherapy mist by Heritage Store. It's rose water. You can see that. I've had this bottle for a while, and although I use it on my face, I tend to mist it everywhere. So, um, love, love, love the vibration and energy of rose. So, love this spray. I also have this La Roche Posay. Posay. I don't know how to say this. Basically, it's a thermal spring water for sensitive skin. It soothes and protects naturally with antioxidants. So essentially, I believe they bottle this water from like a natural spring. I'm assuming that has a lot of amazing naturally occurring minerals. And when I wash my face and get out the shower, I love to kind of immediately spray my face with this and then start the rest of my skincare. So yeah, another thing I've been loving is this The Ordinary product. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this product brand. It's so nice. I think I'm probably gonna do a bigger video on skincare in general. I'm actually waiting for some products to get to me right now. Um, but The Ordinary, this is their vitamin C solution in it's a vitamin C derivative in vitamin F. So essentially it's an um, oil-based vitamin C product. Um, and vitamin C, I believe, is really nice. It's brightening for the complexion, and I believe vitamin C helps with fine lines and wrinkles, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So FYI. But yeah, I've been liking this product, and I really like The Ordinary because, if you're just getting into skincare like me, and you don't know what to get and you don't necessarily want to spend $500 out the gate on products, I think it's a really nice way to kind of ease in and spend like $20, $30 on like some pretty good quality products and serums and, not break the bank. So, or The Ordinary for the win. I've also been liking, just for a little extra like drama and ba ba boom, I got this it's called Baggage Claim Rose Gold Eye Mask from Sephora. It's by Wander Beauty. If you can see it, you probably just see me in there. But yeah, I love to use this stuff on my eyes every so often in the morning. Oh, yes, love it. I'll probably end up using it tomorrow. And like I said, like honestly, aside from just communication and starting projects, take care of yourself during this time. Go within. Literally go within. Meditate, spend some time with yourself, and take care of yourself. Best way to spend Mercury retrograde. Um, Another product I've been using that is not skincare is magnesium oil. I also have a magnesium, like, I don't know what you call it, like a magnesium product that you like liquid magnesium, and I like to add it to my smoothies. And I swear, like magnesium makes you feel so calm and so relaxed over time as you like take it. It's so nice. And I also, in addition to that supplement, I use magnesium oil every so often. I do feel like this oil makes my like the skin on the palm of my hands peel, but I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's because of this. But still, it's a really good product. Recommend, highly recommend. Um, Also, in case you were wondering what I was wearing, it is these guys. Now, I don't know if any of you are fans of my girl Selena Gomez, and you don't have to be because whether you like her or not, her makeup brand, Rare Beauty, is actually the truth. So far, I have her, I don't know what you call this, matte lip cream in Heroic. and it's kind of faded from my lips, which is fine. But really beautiful shade, very soft. It does move, which I don't mind. It doesn't move terribly, but it does kind of move a little bit. It's definitely like it says it's matte, but it's like though it looks matte, but it's very like velvety, which I love. Um, and I like this because you can kind of like dab it on your lips and get a very like lived in makeup look. Her brow pencil is so easy and so simple to use. Like I used it and I'm not the greatest at brows. I'll just let you know that right now. But this I found very easy to use, and I believe this color is dark brown. Yeah, deep brown. And it's pretty warm and it's really nice. And I'm so glad I got this color because I also have the Fenty Beauty Brow Pencil, which I recommend. I like it. But then again, I have a good amount of brow already naturally. I noticed that a lot of people online said they didn't love the Fenty Beauty one because it didn't have enough product, but for me it's fine. But anyway, it's a more like an off black color, and I realized that color might be a little too dark for me, surprisingly. So yeah, if this color is deep brown, just imagine what off black looks like. It's pretty dramatic. And then I have the Rare Beauty Eye Perfect Strokes eyeliner, liquid liner, basically, which I did a little bit here and here. And again, like not your typical Mercury retrograde must have. I think when people think about Mercury retrograde, they immediately think like crystals and whatever. I think of this stuff like holy grail products, easy, don't have to think about it, simple skincare, taking care of yourself, easy makeup looks. I don't know why this is where my mind goes, but I don't know. I consider these like Mercury retrograde like must haves, especially when you're like me and always like waking up late, not waking up, but like late for meetings. It's like because of like whatever. It's nice to have like good quality products that you can use and you know how to use them and they're simple and easy and quick and you can get in and get out really fast. So that's why I think I included them. Also, I will never I think I will never like pass up the opportunity to talk about makeup in a video if I can. So I'm a makeup girl, in case you didn't know. So another Mercury retrograde must have for moi is our books. I used to be an avid reader when I was a teen and in my early 20s, and then I went to college and I didn't have time to read and kind of fell out the habit. So now I'm like trying to get back into the habit of reading in like a big way, and I've found that this is a time when although you shouldn't be starting projects, like who's gonna stop you from starting a book? I always say yes to starting a new book, and in this case I've started three. So the first one is I've had this for a while, The Witches of Eastwick. Fun book that I have not finished yet. You can see my progress. But I feel like October is always like a good time to come back to this book and try and get through it. Um, a book I'm actually very excited about is Unveiled Mysteries by Godfrey Ray King. I hope I said his name right. Basically, it's about a man's experiences with Saint Germain in Mount Shasta. And whether you believe his story or not doesn't matter. I think that just reading his story is really interesting and really something about the frequency of his words. I don't know if you guys have ever felt this, but like sometimes I read channeled texts or spiritual books or just books, certain books in general, and there's something about the frequency or the energy of what I'm reading makes me feel uplifted. That's how I feel when I read this book. Something about it makes me feel uplifted, and I keep coming back to it. I keep coming back to it. So would recommend Unveiled Mysteries to anyone um, who's interested in a book. I had to get this book. I don't know why, but it was just like calling me. So I finally was just like, fine, I'll get it. It literally came today, and I'm already like so interested in this character. I have made basically no progress in it, but Outlander, Outlander. I believe this novel is already, yeah, it's a Star series. I believe it's already on Netflix, so it's been out for a while, and a lot of people love the series. And I felt like before I watch the series, I'm gonna read the book, at least the first one, just to see. Um, I was actually listening to a podcast called Witchcast by, I believe her name is Lucy Cavendish, pretty well known. She has a tarot deck, the Mermaid Tarot deck, that's pretty well known. Would recommend. I don't have it with me now, but I've definitely seen it. Very beautiful. And she did a special episode dedicated to this. And actually, first off, I was like, or she mentioned this series. I don't know if it was dedicated to the book, but at first I was like, oh my God, this is so exciting. I love what she's talking about. I love her essence also. But then I paused the episode and I never finished it because I didn't want any spoilers to happen before I had the chance to actually pick up the book and read it myself. So, anywho, did that. And by the way, my House Witch package came with this really cute, how like iridescent or whatever you call this house thing. I thought it was a sticker, but it's not. So I'm using it as a bookmark. Um, so yeah, these are my Mercury retrograde goodies, must-haves, whatever you want to call it. And like I said, I realize these are not things that I think most people would think of when they think Mercury retrograde, planet of communication, and what have you. Um, but since communication has gone to hell, you might as well like not talk to anyone and just take care of yourself at home. At least that's my like justification for all this stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy the style. Next time we meet again on this channel, please remember to brew a hot cup of something. It's October, so you need a hot cup of tea. Sit back, relax, play some music, and let's just chat. Let's chat. All right. Bye. Also, before I go, tell me what you use to survive Mercury retrograde. Are there any things that you do or use that are not typically associated with Mercury retrograde but make you feel better during Mercury retrograde? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Subscribe. Bye.